Hello everyone, welcome to another news video. Yeah, that's what this is. And now I'm going to start the music. Music this time around, I've been seeing, I love when people play the guessing game. Like some people just know this music, part of their childhood, like mine. But some people don't know this music and then they guess and they're like, hey, was that this? And I love when the guesses are way off because I get to go, no, no, but let me tell you. So yeah, enough about that. Let's talk about global this week because we talked about JP. JP is always the thing that a lot of people are more interested in because it is a little bit of still planning ahead. Hey, good job with that global thing, guys. Yes, because for a while there, I was like, oh my god, global's going to be at the same time as JP, and I'm just gonna have nothing to report on, but thankfully that's not the case. Also, there's less people. So what's new in global this week? Let's take a look. Classification of jobs. That has to do with the new unit. Boring. Moving on. Human login bonus. Updated monthly missions, and so on and so forth. Sure, fine, cool. And Advent Children with an EX quest for the new character and the collaboration part 2, where we have Kage. And Kage, here's the thing. Kage, I feel like even the devs just knew that this character was going to be generally bummed because you look at Cloud, and Cloud you get like 110 summon ticket, which isn't amazing, but in terms of Wotv's history, it's not bad actually. You look at what's going to happen with Sephiroth, and if it's like JP, it's going to be a free 10 pull ticket for you guys too. Cool. And then you look at Kage, a 90 cost character who only gets 2 like single ticket summons, and that's it. And I feel like that is pretty accurate to the actual situation. So yeah, Kage. Kage does benefit from being a character who comes out after Ashen Mont and Spring Doom in the fact that he does get that initial power boost, but I'm not going to mince words. Kage is the most underperforming character thus far. Does that mean he's bad? Well, let me look real quick. God, there is a lot of nasty ads on Ultima. Don't believe me? Go look, kids. Don't do that. I didn't say that. But yeah, Kage evaluation is not great. It is pretty damn low. And what essentially happened with Kage is his DPS never really materialized. He doesn't have really any new mechanics to bring to the water element. Like, if you like Kage, good for you, because you're one of, what, there's dozens of you. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. But it is like he is essentially just this lull. If you even look at him versus Tifa, Tifa does bring something to ice. She brings a really high frostbite chance. She brings this type damage. She does a lot of good things, and essentially is a character that you don't have to gotcha for, which is actually a big bonus in the discussionary, you know, in the discussion sphere that is talking about getting characters nowadays. I think that is a huge benefit. And you look at Cloud and Sephiroth, AC Sephiroth, who are just tier 0, and how amazing they actually are. It's very clear that this character fell well and short because he just doesn't do anything for water that's new or exciting or fixing some of the problems that water actually has. Like, in general, the best thing you're getting out of this is kind of just a general stat bump. And this is what I'm going to say. If you really want Kage, don't get him. Get Spring Doom. And if you already have Spring Doom, you're already probably better off. The mono water party is generally pretty good and will be eating generally really good for the next little while because of the amount of fire teams that show up. And throwing lightning units into that, or it could be potentially okay, but then you could probably just do the thing of not getting this character and getting Gilgamesh and having a non-timed character where you have to worry about AC orbs and getting the character to 99 before the end. And personally, I just don't think Kage is. That's kind of where we've gone. I still have to talk about AC Sephiroth, and I am going to do that before his reveal week on Global next week, even though everybody knows he's coming. This Twin Blader is almost a certain skip, unless, again, you really like the character. He's not bad, he's just already kind of not... I think that this is the one character from Advent Children who, in the scale of lasting a good amount of time for your investment of getting the character, upgrading the character and everything, he's probably going to be the worst of the bunch. And that's just because, again, he underperforms. He doesn't do that much for water. And people are allowed to disagree with me. Hey, I'm wrong sometimes. But on JP, this is a character who has very quickly faded away from the discussion. And, you know, yeah, that's just the way it is. Moving on. Let's talk about the VC. And this I'm actually pretty pro on. The back of a hero. The back of a hero? What? Like pegging? No, I didn't say that. I said nagging. Yes, you can. This microphone picks stuff up weird sometimes. A 60 cost VC that is essentially a luck and agility up VC. Great swords, fists, staffs for black mages, as well as magic attack resistance up, accuracy up, attack up, and strike resistance, piercing rate up. I mean, it is essentially the Tifa vision card. And I mean, there's even a bonus here. Limited bestows effects of just more max HP for Tifa and Cloud. Again, there's no katanas on here. It wouldn't be Mr. You-know-who anyway, Kage. But this VC actually is the one that I said that I liked the previous week, and I still like this VC. First of all, agility. It's always generally pretty good. Luck up. Sure. Sometimes it helps to just be lucky. Magic attack resistance, though, I think is actually a little more valuable than I would have evaluated it even like a week ago, where Gilgamesh now just being such a strong representation of magical power is really, 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 really insane, and giving this to just potentially even have a leg up against that. Accuracy up for guild battles only, helps you with Asian-y stuff. But yeah, even strike attack piercing rate up is kind of interesting because any strike-based unit is potentially decent. But honestly, I think that this is kind of my thing of the week because the other is just so bleh. This isn't... I wouldn't go so far as to say this is a required thing, because just taking a look for people who are really into ice, you're probably going to be looking at Gilgamesh with ravenous eyes, and this VC doesn't synergize with that at all. It does not go for the Tifa Gilgamesh combo in any way, and as we showed in my recent JP news video, if you haven't gone and watched that, watch it. If you have watched it, go watch it again. I need the ad revenue. And I'm only self-promoting. I'm not doing any like Raid Shadow Legend shit at this point. So anyway, this VC I think is just not as exciting as that VC, which is coming out, which is looking heads and tails more interesting for the ice element in general. This is potentially interesting if you want to do great swords more than anything, I think, though, which is a very, very strong group and gives you a little flexibility with some other types of units with this VC, because it generally works with a bunch of units with kind of a fist other unit, maybe as that weird third character. But yeah, great swords, I mean, you won't say no to another agility. And if you don't have a generally good agility VC to support that, take a serious look at this VC. I think, 60 cost has a decent chance of going up in polls. I've heard, not been my experience, but there you go. So yeah, Advent Children Kage, I think, is just a complete skip for most everybody, unless you're working on that water mastery. But that VC, I think, is actually really worth it. for greatsword people, someone who maybe can see a party for this. But keep in mind that new JP one is looking pretty juicy too for what Ice has going right now. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and we'll see if anything new pops up through the rest of the week. So stay tuned to the channel. Also, I know I'm late with Final Fantasy X randomizer stuff. I am doing it. Later.